I am ugly. I hate how short I am. I hate my nose. I hate my teeth. There is nothing beautiful about me. Our bodies do so much for us. Our legs take us wherever we want to go. Our arms carry as much weight as they can hold, and our muscles, nerve, and immune system keep us alive. However, we choose to tear them down incessantly because we don't always like how we look physically, or a minuscule detail about ourselves doesn't please us. We constantly beat ourselves up about things outside of our control, like our face shape, features, and body structure. We are all victims of this mindset, myself included. When I was younger, I didn't really think about my appearance or weight as much, but as I got older, that began to change rapidly and scarily. My interests began to shift from who I was to what I looked like. Before, my primary interests were things like reading, sports, and writing, but as I got older, those interests shifted to what my hair looked like, if I was as thin as all my favorite models, and making sure everyone around me liked me. That's really screwed up when you think about it, right? Things took a turn for the worse around the time I turned 13. I began hating every single thing about myself. I hated how much shorter I was than everyone else. I hated how crooked my nose was. I hated my teeth. I let these things that I didn't like about myself get to my head and create even more crazy delusions about me. I thought I was fat and constantly wanted to remedy that. I was terrified of gaining weight. The people around me contributed to this, even though they never meant to. My friends and I would all inadvertently say things like how we all always need to be on diets, or how we all need to lose so much weight, or how we all need to go immediately get nose jobs as soon as we could. This kind of thing is so ingrained within us, within our society, that oftentimes we fail to realize that the way we talk to those around us can be really harmful to their mental health. Social media plays a huge role in this matter for teenagers everywhere. They're influenced by every single detail they see, and oftentimes fail to realize that what they're looking at isn't always real. It's often been retouched to make it look better. In the words of Carrie Crippen, don't compare your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. What you see on social media is often someone else's best moments, when they look the skinniest, the prettiest, or they're in the coolest places. However, we always compare our mundane life to someone else's highlight reel. Kids compare themselves to models or public figures on Instagram, and compare themselves to people whose struggles they don't even know, and completely destroy their self-esteem. They come to believe that someone else's supposed beauty implies the absence of their own. They internalize these values and let them affect who they become and what they do. Please raise your hand if you can think of one thing about your body or physical appearance that you would change if you were given the chance. Thank you. A study by Glamour magazine showed that 97% of people they surveyed could find at least one thing they didn't like or even hated about themselves, and could find at least 13 ways in which they bullied themselves every single day. In our world, it's more common to find someone who's unhappy with themselves or insecure than it is to find someone who doesn't hate themselves or can't find something wrong. And those who don't are often considered to be conceited or often the odd ones out in the room. Now, I want you to imagine you're standing in front of a person you love unconditionally. It could be your parent, it could be your sibling, it could be your best friend. It doesn't matter. Now, I want you to imagine you're saying the kinds of things to them that you say to yourself when you're thinking about yourself negatively, when you're taking a picture, when you're criticizing yourself in the mirror. Could you say it to your best friend? Could you say it to a younger version of yourself? Could you do it? If the answer was no, I want you to think about why on earth you would be treating yourself like that. The message I'm spreading in this speech isn't new. There have been massive campaigns, speeches, social media movements on body image, self-love, and confidence. See, we love to preach it, but we can't seem to practice it. Thousands of people die every single year on a surgeon's table looking for beauty when they can't realize that that isn't where it's found. Beauty comes from the internal acceptance that your greatest love is yourself. We as a collective need to stop being ungrateful for all the amazing things our minds and bodies do for us simply because we can't accept how they look physically. There are so many ways in which I am beautiful, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Thank you.